On Team 7, meteorologist Jeremy Tabin.
What a beautiful day today. You sure couldn't tell it's just the beginning of January.
No, I think it's middle of the winter time. Temperatures should be pretty cold around here. And, well, we're in the 30s, which was above freezing for one thing. And not a lot of snow on the ground, especially when you get south of Wausau.
Right.
So if you're not a fan of the brutal winter-like weather that we've seemed to have the last several, this is your break in the action. But eventually it's going to be coming back at least a little bit colder weather for later on this week. But the temperatures this evening are still above what we would consider average highs for this time of the year across much of the area. Again, the lone exception on the map here is Land O'Lakes, where they're checking in 18 degrees. And last time when we were with you, Land O'Lakes was down to 10, but by 5 or 6 a.m. they had rebounded back up into the mid to upper 20s just before sunrise. So that may happen again this evening, but many locales mid-20s. We're on in Eagle River and Rhinelander, 28 degrees right now in Wausau, 27 a popular number as you're making your way south and westbound through Marshfield and toward Wisconsin Rapids. Rest of the state down to the south is 29 in Milwaukee, 31 in La Crosse, and where the clouds have built in back in the Twin Cities, 35 degrees the current number. For tonight, lows, well, not going to drop too much more. 23 for Wausau's low, around 20 in Rhinelander, 20 degrees for Phillips, 21 Antigo. Farther south in the region, as the clouds will be thickening up through the night, around the lower 20 range for Wisconsin Rapids, 23 for Clintonville, and 22 the start in Adams. Over to our Titan radar and satellite, and we'll show you first off the current conditions with the clouds that are continuing to gradually make their way now into our western and northern counties. So just about into Medford and approaching Neillsville. Phillips already see cloudy conditions. So that full moon, which if you caught it earlier this evening, very bright in nature, now starting to get obscured by the clouds, and that will continue, it looks like, as we go through the rest of the night for tonight. It'll be first happening across the upper Midwest, and here is our warm front that's now going to be bringing in the clouds for tonight. Behind this front, it will be getting even milder tomorrow during the afternoon. And as we show you the differences here, this is northern jet stream, which has been keeping that really Arctic cold air bottled up to the north, and it stayed to our north. So for the time being, we've been having relatively mild conditions. Granted, some chilly mornings, but it looks like we're going to get a little piece of the colder air that is back up here across Western Canada to come down eventually and overspread the area. So that will mean temperatures that go from being in the 30s or 40s back to highs that are more like the teens, at least toward the end of the week. Flipping back over, an interesting statistic we did when we were checking things out here, temperature-wise in Wausau. Now, since December and going into January, we've had 4 calendar weeks of temperatures that were 40 degrees or higher. So starting on December 11th and going up through this past week, at least one day, and of course January 5th and 6th, 2 days in 1 week. Last time we had 4 calendar weeks like that back in December of 1939, and we may set a new mark because it looks like we're going to probably have 1, if not 2, 40-degree temperatures for highs coming up as soon as tomorrow and Tuesday. And that'll be thanks to this warm front as it drives on by, bringing in somewhat milder air for the day on Monday. Clouds will give way to sunshine. Tuesday featuring partly sunny conditions, still on the mild side, and we might actually hit some record highs if we can get into the mid-40s across north central Wisconsin. But the cold front that we've talked about, that will make inroads from the northwest to southeast to go through Wednesday. So likely a morning high that'll be in the 30s, and then chilling back to the 20s, and along with that front, possibility of perhaps seeing some snow showers during the midday and afternoon. But dry weather for Monday. Again, clouds in the morning, 26, and then we'll climb up to 42 for the afternoon with a partly cloudy sky. So 46 anticipated for Tuesday's high, as we'll be seeing partly cloudy conditions. A record in Wausau for Tuesday's 44, so that would set a new mark if we can get there. 36 for Wednesday, that'll be a morning high. Some snow shower expected for the afternoon hours and may taper down into the evening. The exception will be in the lake effect snow belts in the far north in Viles County, where you could end up seeing a appreciable accumulation. Only teens then for Thursday and for Friday. Some flurries possible on Saturday, 18, and then we get back into the mid-20s by next Sunday. So a little bit of a roller coaster ride.
I just can't believe there's no major snowstorm in the future.
Yeah,
but now that I said
that northern jet stream that we showed you before, that's been fairly moisture starved. All the big storms have been down to the Gulf Coast states. So we shall see if those start to come together, and maybe later in January or February we do get back into what's maybe more typical.
All right, thanks, Jeremy.